I would say that every time I'm with Charlie, I'll get at least some new slant on an idea that causes me to rethink certain things. And we've had we've had so much fun.
The world of finance mourns the loss of Charlie Munger, a luminary in the investment world and the trusted partner of fellow billionaire Warren Buffett for decades. He passed away, leaving behind a legacy of wisdom and a trail of successful investment strategies as the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. This video will examine his humble beginnings, how he became one of the best investors ever, and most importantly, the lessons you can derive from him. Charles Thomas Munger was born in Omaha on January 1, 1924. His father, Alfred, was a lawyer, and his mother, Florence, was from an affluent family. Like Warren, Munger worked at Buffett's grandfather's grocery store as a youth, but the two future joined at the hip partners didn't meet until years later. At 17, Munger left Omaha for the University of Michigan. While he enrolled at the university for his graduation, the U.S. declared war, and he dropped out to enroll himself in the U.S. Army Air Corps. It was the time when Pearl Harbor was attacked. While in the Army, he became an officer, and the military sent him to the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena to study meteorology. In California, he fell in love with his sister's roommate, Nancy Huggins, at Scripps College. He dated and married her in 1945, and they had 3 children. A few years later, he enrolled at the Harvard Law School for graduation. Although he never completed his undergraduate degree, Munger graduated magna cum laude from Harvard Law School in 1948, and the couple moved back to California, where he practiced real estate law. After 8 years of marriage, he divorced and lost all of his savings to his wife. He was running through his tough days, which became even worse after the demise of his 8-year-old son Teddy. He was completely devastated and shattered, but he never thought of giving up and continued to fight to regain his life. He then met Nancy Berry, who had 2 children, and soon married her. After his father's death, he moved back to Nebraska to support his family. That phrase became his turning point as he met Warren there and continued to be in touch after he returned to California. He opened his law firm, Tallis and Olson, in 1962 in California, focusing on real estate. Since he was inclined to play cards from his college and Army days, he tried using this to develop and polish his investing skills. Soon, he stopped practicing law and focused entirely on investment, where he was making good money and profits. He opened an investment firm, Wheeler, Munger and Company, with Jack Wheeler. He made big losses during 1973 and 1974, which forced him to stop his investment partnership completely in 1975, and he closed the hedge fund. Yes, he closed his hedge fund. Every success story is not always a smooth ride. In Munger's case, this was just one of the hurdles. Remember, if you desire success, there are hurdles you have to overcome throughout the journey of success. A few years later, Munger had another health hazard waiting for him. He developed cataracts and went on to be blind in one eye after surgery. But as he said in this interview,
I think the best road ahead to human happiness is to expect less. I think it's going to get tougher.
He fought well and returned to investing after learning to be calm and patient. He mastered his investing skills and soon started investing with Buffett, gradually becoming his investment advisor. Both Munger and Buffett realized that they both had been employed as teenagers by Buffett's grandfather at his grocery store. In 1978, he became the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. He is best known as the vice chairman of one of the world's greatest companies, Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated. He is also well known for his long-term role as the right hand of the world's most famous investing legend, Warren Buffett. His life journey has been full of turmoil and tragedy. Still, his persistence, grit, and ability to fight back and move ahead have turned him into one of the most iconic investor legends in today's world. While serving as the vice chairman at Berkshire, he also served as chairman of Wesco Financial Corporation from 1984 through 2011. Moreover, he is also chairman of the Daily Journal Corporation, based in Los Angeles, California, and a director of Costco Wholesale Corporation. Although he was always busy with Berkshire Hathaway, he still made the time to direct several other organizations. As a young investor, it isn't impossible. You just have to spend each day trying to be wiser than you were when you woke up. Discharge your duties faithfully and well. Systematically, you get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts. Nevertheless, you build discipline by preparing for fast spurts. Slug it out 1 inch at a time, day by day. At the end of the day, if you live long enough, you'll get what you deserve, just like Charlie Munger and his partner. In the 6 decades of his journey with Buffett at Berkshire, the company had returned roughly 2,000,000% on its initial value only through investing capital at enterprises for the right duration. This was accomplished in the adult lifetime of 2 men simply by investing the company's capital in an increasing number of prosperous enterprises and without dangerous amounts of borrowing. It is a story for the ages. A few of their investments, which turned out to be gold, were Apple, Coca-Cola, Walt Disney, Amex, Gillette, and Goldman Sachs, among others. If someone could achieve the status these industries have reached, it's commendable. Almost everyone knows at least 3 of these companies: Apple, Coca-Cola, and Walt Disney, which are everywhere worldwide. Charlie was a fiercely independent intellectual who, in the words of his partner Buffett, marches to the beat of his music, and it's music like virtually no one else is listening to. According to Munger, neither Warren nor he is smart enough to make decisions without time to think. They make actual decisions very rapidly, but that's because they have spent so much time preparing themselves by quietly reading. They read ahead. Trained as a meteorologist during World War II and as a lawyer at Harvard before devoting himself to business, Munger drew insight from the study of psychology, economics, physics, biology, and history, among other disciplines, in developing his system of multiple mental models to cut through difficult problems in complex social systems. It is a system like no other. As a result, his insights on business and life are unique, rare, and correct with unusual consistency. Speeches and writings made long ago stand up in their logic and validity today as much as when they were written, given their basis in the deeply fundamental wisdom of the world. When asked his secret to success, Munger once answered, "I'm rational." Adopting the Munger approach to thinking is difficult, as is imitating any genius. However, utilizing its core tenets will quickly remove the cobwebs from your mind. So what are the strategies? We'll get to it. Although he is dead, Charlie Munger has shared his incredible wisdom with investors, either newbies or experts. With his long experience in investing and wealth creation, he has written several books that have proven to be great learnings for aspiring investors and successful wealth creators. Let's take a moment to reflect on some key investing lessons we can learn from this remarkable individual. Munger famously spoke about investing in companies with a strong moat. This refers to the competitive advantages that set a business apart from its rivals and create barriers to entry. By investing in companies with durable moats, Munger was able to generate consistent returns over time. Throughout his life, Munger demonstrated a relentless pursuit of knowledge. He was known for being an avid reader and believed that lifelong learning was key to success in investing. Munger encouraged fellow investors to broaden their knowledge beyond finance and economics, exploring various disciplines such as psychology, history, and science. From being a meteorologist in the Army to being a lawyer, this multidisciplinary approach allowed him to gain unique insights and make more informed investment decisions, which helped Berkshire Hathaway grow. Munger also emphasized rational thinking. He remembers calling himself a rational human being. He strongly advocated rational thinking and avoiding emotional decision-making in investing. He believed maintaining a clear and logical mindset was crucial for making sound investment choices. Munger's ability to detach himself from market euphoria or panic enabled him to make objective decisions based on thorough analysis and reason. While making business decisions, Munger advocates that you shouldn't try to sell anything you wouldn't buy yourself. That's simple logic. The safest way to get what you want is to try to deserve what you want. Hear what he said.
The best way to get what you want in life is to deserve what you want.
But it's the golden rule. If you were on the other end, you should deliver what you would buy to the world. Investors who have this in mind mostly win in life, and they don't win just money and honor, but the respect and the deserved trust of the people they deal with. Plus, there is huge pleasure in life from getting deserved trust. Reputation and integrity are your most valuable assets and can be lost in a heartbeat. Don't undermine it. As an investor, it may be easy for you to follow those strategies we've mentioned, but having a trusted circle isn't easy to find, and this usually turns down many organizations. Munger recognized the importance of surrounding himself with talented and trustworthy individuals. His long-standing partnership with Warren Buffett is a testament to the power of collaboration and mutual respect. Munger advocated for investors to seek mentors, partners, or advisors who can provide valuable guidance and contribute diverse perspectives. According to Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway would not have been built to its present status without Munger's wisdom, inspiration, and participation. In early 2023, Charlie's fortune was estimated at $2.3 billion, a jaw-dropping amount for many people but vastly smaller than Buffett's unfathomable fortune, estimated at more than $100 billion. Despite losing his left eye in 1980, he wasn't deterred. With his thick glasses, he made decisions that changed the world economically. He became the chairman and CEO of Wesco Financial when Berkshire purchased the remaining share of the Pasadena, California-based insurance and investment company. Buffett credited Munger with broadening his investment strategy from favoring troubled companies at low prices in hopes of getting a profit to focusing on higher quality but underpriced companies. An early example of this shift was illustrated in 1972 by Munger's ability to persuade Buffett to sign off on Berkshire's purchase of See's Candies for $25 million, even though the California candy maker had only about $4 million annual pre-tax earnings. It has since produced more than $2 billion in sales for Berkshire. During an interview with CNBC in 2016, Buffett told the media company that Charlie weaned him away from buying some companies at low prices, knowing they had a small profit. They looked for some wonderful businesses that they could buy at fair prices. As Munger put it at the 1998 Berkshire shareholder meeting, that it's not that much fun to buy a business where you hope this sucker liquidates before it goes broke. Both partners were compatible as Munger was often the straight man to Buffett's jovial commentaries. He often said he had nothing to do after one of Buffett's loquacious responses to questions at Berkshire annual meetings in Omaha, Nebraska. But like his friend and colleague, Munger was a font of wisdom in investing and life. And like one of his heroes, Benjamin Franklin, Munger's insight didn't lack humor. An example was during Berkshire's 2017 meeting, where he narrated a humorous story, but a good lesson could be derived from it. He said, "A friend says the first rule of fishing is to fish where the fish are. The second rule of fishing is never to forget the first rule.
The first rule of fishing is to fish where the fish are. The first rule of value investing is to find some place to fish for value investment."
He also believed in the Lollapalooza effect, in which a confluence of factors merged to drive investment psychology. This is what he explained.
Listen, Berkshire is a Lollapalooza effect. There are several factors that intertwine, all moving in the same direction.
As I said earlier, Munger developed an important skill: card playing. He used this in his approach to business. According to him, you must learn to fold early when the odds are against you, or if you have a big edge, back it heavily, because you don't often get a big edge. He means that opportunity does come, but not often, so seize it whenever it comes. He'd also used the card analogy to explain his approach to investing. He maintained that treating the shares of a company like baseball cards is a losing strategy because it requires one to predict the behavior of often irrational and emotional human beings. Munger and Buffett were among the main inspirations behind the book Seeking Wisdom, From Darwin to Munger. Author Peter Bevlin explained his key learnings from both Munger and Buffett. The first Berkshire meeting he attended was in 1994, where he learned how to think about business and investing, the correct way to behave in life, and the importance of ethics and honesty. Munger stated that high ethical standards were integral to his philosophy at the 2009 Wesco Financial Corporation annual meeting, where he said good businesses are ethical. As part of his philosophy, Munger lived in a modest house in the same California home for 70 years. On living in a fancy house, Charlie is quoted as stating that, in practically every case, they make the person less happy, not happier. Here's what Charlie and his partner said during a business meeting.
For a very modest price, what, in 1950 something?
I bought it in 1958, and you moved into yours about 1960, didn't you?
Yeah, and I paid more.
But he designed his own.
Absolutely.
He designed his
He's
own
more
house.
frugal.
He did not pay an architect, right?
I did. I paid an architect $1,900. It was as much as 30% of the normal price.
Munger appreciated the utility of a basic house, which offered few advantages to living in an ostentatious home. He also appreciated modesty, stating, "Don't have a lot of envy and don't overspend your income." Let's hear it directly from him.
What is
You
it?
don't have a lot of envy, you don't have a lot of resentment, you don't overspend your income.
Despite being well-versed with stock, Munger was critical of cryptocurrencies, referring to Bitcoin as noxious poison. Munger also compared Robinhood to gambling, saying that its success is due to people who know how to take advantage of the gambling instincts of not only the American public, but the worldwide public. He further explained why he thinks individual investments without commission are tantamount to gambling. According to him, the use of cryptocurrency should be banned, and it was beneath contempt that Bitcoin was stupid, immoral, and disgusting. Let's hear his point of view about crypto.
It's just disgusting. It's like somebody else is trading turds and you decide I can't be left out.
At the time of his death in November last year, Munger had an estimated net worth of $2.6 billion, which ranked him as the 1,182nd richest person in the world. He makes sure to give back to society. Munger and her wife Nancy donated $1.8 million to the Marlboro School in Los Angeles, of which Nancy Munger was an alumna as early as 1997. Nancy was also an alumna of Stanford University, and the family was a major benefactor of the university. Charlie Munger's daughter from a previous marriage was also an alumna, so both alumni served as members of the University Board of Trustees. The family donated 500 Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock, valued at $43.5 million, to Stanford to build a graduate student housing complex. The Munger family generously donated a significant amount to Stanford's Green Library. This funding supports the restoration of the Bing Wing and the creation of a dome on the library's second floor. Additionally, they endowed the Munger Chair in the Nancy and Charles Munger Professorship of Business at Stanford Law School. Munger was also a major benefactor of the University of Michigan. In 2007, he made a $3 million gift to the University of Michigan Law School for lighting improvements in Hutchins Hall and the William W. Cook Legal Research Building. He made another gift to the law school in 2011, contributing $20 million for renovations to the Lawyers Club housing complex. The renovated portion of the Lawyers Club was even renamed the Charles T. Munger Residences in his honor. Furthermore, on April 18, 2013, the University of Michigan announced the single largest gift in its history, a $110 million gift from Munger to fund a new state-of-the-art residence designed to foster a community of scholars where graduate students from multiple disciplines can live and exchange ideas. Munger is also a skilled architect, and Warren mentioned this when the question about their home was posed. So Munger designed the university residence, which houses 600 single bedrooms, most of which are windowless. Another building he designed was the Munger Graduate Residence, which Charlie himself funded. It opened in late 2009 and houses 600 law and graduate students. Harvard Westlake School and the Munger family were a little bit related. Charlie was a trustee of the Los Angeles School for more than 40 years and has previously served as the chair of the board of trustees. All his sons, including his stepsons and at least one grandson, graduated from the prep school. With the school contributing to the family in this volume, Charlie donated 8 shares of Berkshire Hathaway classes stock, worth nearly $800,000, to the school in 2009. 3 years before that, he had donated 100 shares of Berkshire Hathaway classes stock, valued at $9.2 million, to the school toward a building campaign at Harvard Westlake's middle school campus. The family had also built a $13 million Munger Science Center at the high school campus, a 2-story classroom and laboratory building that opened in 1995 and has been described as a science teacher's dream. As of 2023, Munger made a gift of stock worth $40 million to the Henry E. Huntington Library and Art Museum in San Marino, California. According to a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, this gift is said to be from 77 Class of Berkshire Hathaway shares. In Charlie Munger's passing, the investing world has lost a true visionary and a remarkable individual. But his timeless investing lessons will surely live on to shape investors' strategies. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more financial tips. See you in the next one.